That was a fairy tale. See, I shouldn't have told it. What's the snow outside? There's other stories, you know, how her grandma said they traveled all over. There's no states then, but they traveled all over where there was apples and, or like we have that stuff here too, but there was all over, different kinds of fruits, and they discovered salt, and they had yellow rocks. That was gold. They didn't know what it was, you know, because it didn't mean anything to them. All kinds of different, you know, things that they ran, you know, was seen or was there or seen it, or boiling water, you know. All those things, you know, she used to tell Grandma where they were. And at that time there was no states. But when Grandma told them, when Grandma went to school, she remembered what they, you know, so she said, oh, that must have been like where there's goats running around on the mountains. And that's how they got them and made, we still have that. My cousin's got, she's put that away. It's a horn of a goat, and they made that to tan hide. And every time they did a teepee, they made a teepee, they made little holes in there. There's 13 little holes, and that's as far as they made teepees with, you know, buffalo hide. So there's 13 little holes in there. And then, so when she died, she passed on. And so after that 13, no one's ever made a teepee with it. They're, you know, my God, I was wondering about, because they're so heavy, you know, that hide, it's really heavy. Even with this canvas to put up a teepee, you know, I was thinking, oh my God, with that buffalo hide and sewing them all together, how that would be so heavy, and the women carried and put them up, you know. I said, how'd they ever do that? But anyway, the dogs did all this till they got a hold of horses. And there's a story a gentleman told us this morning to the children. We had this camp this summer, and he came from Canada. He told us about how they got the horses. You know, when they were camping, how the horses came about them. It came from, they're called shunka wakan, our horses, and a dog is called shunka. So when the whole tribe was camping, and then they ran out of food, so then the two men were gonna, the older chief told them to go and get food, you know, because there was no more food. So, and he said, take the two dogs with you. He said, take the two shunka with you and go get food, you know. So those two left, and they were going and going and going, looking for food. Pretty soon they had to rest, and they didn't find any food, so they got to this old man stopped them and asked them where they were going, and he told them they were looking for food. And he said, here, he said, I'll help you. He said, these two dogs, he went and he was putting stuff on, he was dropping stuff on them like that. And here those dogs were getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's how they became horses. That's how their tribe got those horses. So those dogs are shunka. So when they became horses, they're shunka wakan, you know, sacred dogs. So anyway, that's the story. I really like that story. He told that to our kids this summer at the camp. We had camp, and there was horses there. He came down for equine, he came down for that, to have the kids work with the horses. And it was really different. I'd never seen that before. But these horses, one horse went to one of the young girls. We were all standing in a circle. And here, that was strange. He went to her and he rubbed his head all over her head, and he was smelling her feet coming all the way down. And here, he said he was healing her. So you know, they heal these horses. They're called Shunkawaka. So then I thought about that again, you know. I don't know, she was on her phone while he was doing that, so she said he was healing her. She was sick, but she probably didn't know it. She was a young girl. So I don't, you know, why that happened or what, but that's all he said, he was healing her.
Did she say if she felt anything?
No, she's like, she was shy, you know. She's had her head down all the time and was on the phone. So I was telling that to my older cousin. She said, well, you know, people know these things, you know. All our Native people are psychics. They don't know it. You know, they don't know it, that they're psychics, and they know, you know, something happens, they get scared. They get scared of it, and so they forget it, you know, think they're crazy. You know, so she said maybe the horse did heal her if she was sick, you know, because I never seen that before. But anyway, he'll be down again this coming April or May. He's from Canada. But he's, he works with horses. Probably talks to them too, because he was always, you know, in that crowd with them while we brought the kids there. So I thought that was something different I've never seen. But this is with horses. And then I was thinking, when he told us that story, the horses they're the ones that did all the work, you know, carry things and stuff. And with him, you know, with the story he told us, that it's Shunkawaka, you know. And I thought that was really nice. That when hearing that, that's how they got their name, the horses, Shunkawaka. But I like that story. So I wrote it down. I wrote it all down. Tell my grandchildren, great-grandchildren that story, because I really like that story.